Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Taylor Coaching. All right, it's lucky day number 28. So good to be with you. Today's section is so big that we should just keep this moving. Let's go ahead and dig into Matthew chapter 11, starting at verse 1. When Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he went on from there to teach and preach in their cities. Now when John heard in prison about the deeds of the Christ, he sent word by his disciples and said to him, "Are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another?" And Jesus answered them, "Go and tell John what you hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. Lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. And the dead are raised up, and the poor have good news preached to them. And blessed is the one who is not offended by me." As they went away, Jesus began to speak to the crowds concerning John. "What did you go out to the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind? What then did you go out to see? A man dressed in soft clothing? Behold, those who wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. What then did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is he of whom it is written, 'Behold, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you.'" And that comes from Malachi 3:1, by the way. "Truly I say to you, among those born of women there has arisen no one greater than John the Baptist. Yet the one who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who is to come. He who has ears, let him hear. But to what shall I compare this generation? It is like children sitting in the marketplaces and calling to their playmates. We played the flute for you, and you did not dance. We sang a dirge, and you did not mourn. For John neither came eating nor drinking, and they say, 'He has a demon.' And the Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, 'Look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, and a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds." All right, so this section's obviously about John the Baptist, and I love the question that Jesus is asking about, look, why did you guys go out to see him? Why did you travel out to the wilderness? John had an ability to collect a crowd and create attention, and there's a purpose to that. He was the predecessor to the Messiah, and word of this started to come out, and people were very interested in what John had to say and what he was doing. He created so much interest that he actually got imprisoned for what he was doing. And man, I've never been in prison, but I can imagine that is a insecure place to be, that can cause some anxiety. And John responds by sending out his disciples to make sure that he's following this for the right cause. He sends his disciples out to say, "Are you the one? Am I not messing this up? I believe that you're the one, and just help me out. Make sure I'm on the right path here." And I love this honesty. John was there at the baptism. Obviously, he's the one that got to dunk Jesus and observe firsthand the Spirit of God come upon Jesus, and this glorious moment where God is saying, "This is my son with whom I'm well pleased." And what more do you need, John? I know you're in an insecure place, but that's pretty telling. You've dunked a lot of people, and that has never happened before. So why are you asking? And you know what? I almost can't even answer that question other than he's in a hard place, right? It's a challenge for him, and he has the freedom to go and ask Jesus directly. And I love that. There's a lesson in that. Jesus doesn't shame him for those questions. He does answer it in a weird way, but Jesus has got his style, right? Jesus is answering the question in his own Jesus style. He's not shaming John for the question. He's affirming him. And then he turns around and, says these amazing things about John. There's a stamp of approval for John, and it's none of this is by accident. Jesus is affirming the ability to come and ask him, to bring your doubts, to bring your fears. And don't we all have doubts and fears? Man, I know I do. And if you're saying you don't, I don't believe you. So I think so often we take our doubts and our fears to the wrong place or to the wrong person, and it's just not right. Taking it to Him, the one who can actually answer them, the one who can take away the fears and the doubts, well, that's what we really want. And honestly, He's going to give us an answer. So I hope that's helpful for you today. I hope that's a message you need to hear. I need to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up Matthew chapter 11. See you then.